Hey student, watch this video and learn 3 tips that will help you improve your listening skills. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher BAIXE here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. First of all, thank you so much for joining me on another lesson. If it's your first time here, hey, thank you. Welcome to my channel. From Monday to Friday, I post all kinds of English lessons. Phrasal verbs, vocabulary, grammar lessons, vocabulary tips, grammar tips, listening tips, speaking tips, because I want to make sure that you become a better and more confident English speaker. So hey, consider subscribing because this is a nice channel. All right, my friends, today we are going to focus on 3 things that you can do that will improve your listening skills, okay? I get this question a lot. Many English learners come to me and say, here on my channel, Teacher BAIXE, I understand you, I understand your videos, but when I watch other videos, oh my God, I don't understand the speaker, so what do I do? Well, so let's get down to business. And hey, if you enjoy this kind of lesson where I give tips to help you improve your skills, make sure to hit the like button because that way I understand that this is the kind of lesson that will impact your life, that will help you improve your English. All right? Anyways, the first thing that you are going to do is I want you to listen to several audios, okay? Podcasts, videos. When I say audios, it can be podcast. It could be a video. It doesn't matter as long as it's an audio material, okay? As long as it's audio, go for it, my friend. So you are going to listen to several audio materials. When I say several, you decide the number, okay? It could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 10. How much time do you study every day? How much time do you have? Remember, you have to respect your limitations, time limitations. So if you are a busy person, take it easy, okay? But what is the idea here? You are going to listen to several audios of about the same subject. So you can sit down and think about what subject you are going to listen about. So, okay, I want to listen about pets. So maybe you can even brainstorm, okay, I'm going to listen about pets, what kind of subjects can I listen that are connected to pets? Oh, how am I going to choose pets? Or what are the best pets? Or what else? Let's see. The best way to choose a pet. Pros and cons of having a pet. Are dogs better than cats? So you are going to choose several audios that are connected to the same subject, okay? Oh, but Teacher BAIXE, why is that a good idea? Well, of course, you will need to dedicate yourself, okay? You will, by listening to different audios, but about the same subject, connected. These audios, they are not exactly the same, but they have a connection, and the connection is the subject. That way you will build vocabulary, and as you start to listen to several similar audios, you will start to notice similarities. You will see different perspectives, different opinions, different points of view, but they are about the same subject. So you will begin to recognize structure that is being used, popular expressions, phrasal verbs, vocabulary, because many English learners believe that their listening is bad just because it's difficult to understand native speakers because they speak too fast. Now, this could be one reason, but many times English learners don't understand the words in the audio. So it doesn't matter if the person speaks slowly. If you don't know what the word is, it doesn't matter if I speak fast or slowly. You don't know what the word is, you don't know what the expression is, you will not understand. Okay, so for example, this happens to me sometimes when I'm with a student and the student doesn't understand and I repeat and then the student doesn't understand, and then when I explain the word, then the student understands. So it's not just about not understanding, it's about not knowing the vocabulary. So by listening to several different audios, about the same subject, you will be better preparing yourself. You will be improving your comprehension skills and improving your listening skills as well. I see some people are saying, I don't interact a lot in the chat because this is a lesson. I take what is more relevant and then I talk about it. As I see, some people are talking about Netflix. Personally, to improve your listening, Netflix is not a good idea. I can talk about this in a future video, but Netflix for improving comprehension is not a good idea because all the audios are long. So many English learners have this perception that sitting down and watching a TV show for 1 hour, 2 hours is amazing because they're going to improve their listening. Well, it depends. It depends on the strategy, it depends on the goal, but doing this alone at some point will not get you the results you think you're having, okay? So what I'm talking about here is exercise. It's something that you have to practice. And many times when English learners just sit down and watch a video on Netflix, they're not really studying, they're just having a good time, they're just having entertainment, okay? Awesome, and let's keep going. So it's important that the listenings are short. All right, the audios have to be short because what is my purpose here? My goal is to help you master your listening, improve your listening strategically. If the audios are too long, you will get lost because there will be too much information. You will not be testing your information, your comprehension. That's why Netflix is not a good idea because most videos are 20, 30, 40 minutes. So you're not really working on improving listening. It's a different kind of exercise. Most of the times, a passive kind of exercise, okay? In my online program, for example, I have an online program, an English online program. All my audios, they are all recorded by native speakers and they are all 2 to 3 minutes long because my goal is to improve your listening. And to do that, you do not need to listen to long audios or listen for a long period of time. That's not the goal. Many English learners believe, okay, if I listen to audios every day for a long time, I'm going to improve my listening. No, you don't need to do that. You need to be strategic with the time and the exercise you do when you sit down to practice your listening, which could explain why your listening is not improving. Maybe you are spending too much time listening, but not really testing your listening skills, improving your comprehension, because improving comprehension doesn't require a lot of listening exercises. When I was an English student, when I started to study English, I didn't have Netflix. I didn't have a computer. And the one thing that was interesting is that during my study routine, I didn't spend a long time listening. I had specific exercises that I'm telling you here that helped me test my listening and helped me understand vocabulary and test my comprehension. But at the end of the day, I did not spend long periods of time listening. So here, the main goal of this tip is listen to several audios that are about the same subject and are short. Okay, they have to be short because then you can repeat this audio more times. That's a good thing, okay? And you can listen to more different audios connected about the same subject, all right? Awesome. Moving on to the next tip. Test and check. Now, I gave you the first tip. The second tip is connected to the first. Okay, Priscilla, I chose some short audios about investment. I love investment. I like to learn more about finance and investment. They are all short audios. What do I do now? Do I just hit play and listen? Well, that's a start, okay? Now you need to set aside some time, and as you begin to listen to different audios about the same subject, you need to start writing and analyzing the information you listened, okay? So that's what I mean by testing. It's to analyze if you really understood. Now here on a side note, it's important that the audios that you listen or the videos that you watch have transcription or subtitles, okay? Because if you are listening to an audio that has no transcription or no subtitles, how do you know you are following what the person is saying? Okay, so especially if this is a listening exercise, remember there's a difference. You sitting down here to watch me is different from when you sit down to do a listening exercise, when you want to improve your listening, improve your comprehension. These are different things. For example, I told you guys that I'm studying a language, a new language. I will talk more about it in the future. I'm studying a language by myself, and just before this class, this online, this live class, yes, live class, I was listening to music in that language. That was not studying, okay, guys? I was just having a good time listening to some songs, but that was not to help me improve my listening skills. When I sit down to do listening exercises for that language, I had a time to start and time to finish, and I always test what I listened. I always analyze what I understood, and I write down what I understood. I check the words that I didn't know. I make a list of the words I didn't know, and I try to create examples of the words that I learned, because that's how you learn vocabulary. If you just write down what the meaning of the word is, chances are you will forget. So here in this tip number 2, you will have the freedom to decide what exactly you do. But my most important, the main thing I want you to understand from this tip is you need to do something about it, okay? That's why when you listen to a podcast or to a video on YouTube while you are going to work, or while you are on the bus, or while you're driving, it may not be so productive, because you're not testing yourself, you're not checking what you understood, you're not checking the vocabulary, you're not checking the connection with the other audios you were listening to. And chances are that when you are dividing your attention to different things, you're not paying attention completely. So that 1 hour audio may be forgotten. Maybe you will be able to remember 5 minutes from that audio, okay? Excellent. So here, as you listen, it's important that you have some kind of transcription. You need to have some kind of active exercise, okay? So let's simplify. What is one simple thing that you can do that will help you test your vocabulary? You listen to a 3-minute audio. Okay, what are the 3 things you remember about this audio? 3 things. Okay, you start with a number, 5 things you remember, 3 things you remember, and write it down. If possible, speak and record your voice. Use your phone. Your phone is your best friend, or not. It could be your enemy if you are not using it strategically. So after you finish the audio, record your voice and explain 3 things you remember from the audio, okay? Then you will go to the next step, which is vocabulary. What are some key expressions, key words that you learned in this audio, and study them. This is how you will build up your vocabulary so that you become a better listener. Okay, and the next tip is also, the 3 tips are connected because I like to connect things. Anyways, the next tip is practice shadowing. All right, so I'm giving you a sequence here, okay? If you pay attention, if you go back to the beginning of this video and you focus on the first tip where I tell you to choose and listen to 7 different audios that are short but about the same subject, connected, they are related. Then I tell you to test and check. What are the 3 things you understand? What are the things you remember? What new words have you learned? So, okay, sequence. Now that you did the verification, the checking, the comprehension part, now you need to work on pronunciation and intonation. Now, as I say, English is a combination of skills that together will help you become a better English speaker that can communicate clearly, that can understand clearly. So it's a combination of activities. So why not use the short audios you listen to as a way to master your pronunciation and intonation? So here, the number of times that you can repeat the audio is very personal. You have to decide how many times you want to practice, and this is very the decision of the number of times you are going to listen to this audio is connected to your time. How much time do you have to practice every day? Now, what is shadowing? Okay, I have some videos about shadowing here on my channel. Basically, it's practicing imitation, okay? The person will speak, you repeat out loud, okay? Aloud. So if the person says one phrase, you can pause and repeat. Now here, big disclaimer, you are not necessarily learning the correct movements and phonetics, but this is something that I always talk to my clients, to my online students, my private clients. It is very important to understand phonetics, but at the end of the day, practicing listening and repetition will be more practical ways to help you achieve a better intonation and pronunciation. And many English learners start doing this exercise very late in their journey. Okay, so I want you to take this into consideration, take this into account, because this is something that when you're doing the listening practice, you can dedicate some time, maybe 5-10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long time. When I'm studying, I don't spend a long time doing this, okay? I spend maybe 10 minutes, depending on what I am watching, okay? I'm using Friends as one TV show. I'm not watching many TV shows in the language that I'm studying. I'm just watching Friends. And when I'm watching Friends, I'm not just sitting down and watching Friends. No, I pause. I write down, I write expressions, I repeat. So if Rachel says something, bang, I repeat after her. If I like something that Chandler says, I repeat after him. So I am studying. So usually a 20-minute episode turns into a 40-minute episode because I pause a lot, I write down, I pay attention to the intonation, pronunciation. If there are some expressions that I have no idea what they are and I feel curious, I Google them. I don't check everything, but I check a little. So shadowing is a good practice that will help you master your intonation and pronunciation in a more practical way, okay? Because quite honestly, if you study alone, studying phonetics can be a little difficult, can be a little challenging. I encourage you to study pronunciation and phonetics, but if you want something more practical, when you're doing your listening exercise, after you finish practicing your listening comprehension, testing and checking, choose 1 or 2 audios and practice that. Don't be shy. Many English learners don't like to listen to their voice in English. Come on, it's beautiful. You're practicing. You have to give yourself a chance to practice, okay? And always record yourself. Have a diary, an audio diary, okay? Record your voice. Listen to yourself. You are your best teacher if you're studying alone. You have to be a disciplined teacher. You have to test yourself constantly. And when I say test, I don't mean those exercises like answer these questions. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to become a better speaker and a better listener. Okay? That's the idea. Excellent, my friends. If you enjoyed this lesson, I want to know more about you. So today, because this helps me with ideas of other videos that I can prepare for you. So what is your listening routine like? I want to know in the comments, what exactly do you do for listening? Okay, what is your routine? Do you have a notebook where you write down the things you understand? Do you test your vocabulary? Do you have a specific channel you watch to practice your listening? After you watch videos or you listen to podcasts, what do you do? So what is your listening routine like? Because remember, English is about many skills. It's not just speaking, it's vocabulary, grammar, writing, reading, listening. So you should have some kind of routine for each skill. A short routine, okay? I'm not saying that you have to sit down for an hour and study, but you need to have some kind of routine, okay? Other than that, my friend, I ask your help now. I'll ask your help. If you enjoyed this lesson, if this lesson was interesting for you and you think that it's going to help you somehow, share this video with your friends, share it on your social media, send to your friends on WhatsApp or on Instagram or on Facebook, and make sure to hit the like button because that way you help me understand that this was something you enjoyed and that will help you in your English journey. Because when you help me by sharing and liking, you are also helping other people. Yes, because then YouTube understands that this is a nice lesson and it'll share with other people like you. All right? Other than that, my friends, have a lovely day or a lovely night, and I will see you tomorrow for another English lesson. Bye-bye.